What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Monday afternoon to all of you. Happy Labor Day to all of you. Look, right off the top, we have Nut Flush Allen currently soaking in the pool at the house with Caden, Skylar, Bailey, and Kristen with the best sports betting show on YouTube with our guy Jimmy and the Low Bag family. Man, what a life. Someday in the future, I would like to be in my pool with my family. And if my August was any example of that coming, it's going to be a long, long time away. Very difficult August that has just come to an end. Happy September. Thankfully, a new month is upon us. NCAA football is here and NFL football very soon. And we are just 6.5 hours away from the start of the $50,000 Pick Six contest. $50,000 free to enter Pick Six contest. There is a link right there. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. We got Nut Flush Allen and the family. Adrian Ganekis, Ninja 13, Ron Lofton, Alex Ramirez, Kyle, Jack, Lancelot Rose, Brian Riley, Alex Ramirez, unbelievable, Cove, Coleone. What a great, great group. Not applicable in the house. Astute Chaos, ready to go. And man, what an interesting Canadian Football League Labor Day game we had to start off today's action. Argos first half +7 was my first spot. Then I had Argos full game +10.5. Now line chopping in SBR odds. We talk about the importance of line shopping SBR odds, having multiple books. I got a 12 here. Line shopping. We were up after the first half. We were up 24-11 and then outscored 27-3 the rest of the way. I betted at Bet365 +10.5. I lost by a half point on the full game. Cashed the first half. Very disappointing. And now we've already lost the first quarter on the Eskimos +0.5. But that +1.5 first half is still up for grabs. Shout out to Dan Connor, ready to get to work. We got Black Rogue, Paco Healy, our San Diego Padres expert, Triple K Marine in the house. We had a lot of fun hanging with Triple K Marine in Miami. All right. We only have 2 baseball games on the card today. 2 baseball games left. And I'm already on the Indians on the -1.5 line. That was a tale of our very own Teddy Covers. We also have a major NCAA football game in Kentucky. We see Louisville up against Notre Dame and money coming back in on Notre Dame. So that's what we have on the schedule today. We have a couple things. First off, we have to break down the 2 baseball games. We have to break down the big NCAA football game. And Mr. Johnson says we talking Notre Dame Louisville tonight. We absolutely are. But we also have a very special video that was put together sort of documenting our wonderful time in Miami and having the Nut Flush Allen family hanging out with us right now. Why don't we pop it right off, Rafa? Could you please play our big Miami video? A little montage for you. Rafa, could you hit it one time, my friend? There it is. Little montage. A little montage. And that is the big question. Where to next? Because I need to hook up with everybody as soon as possible. I feel like I'm getting a tiny little bit more depressed each and every day. I'm not with the low baggers in person. Mr. Jocelyn says, how many jerseys you own, Jimmy? I've only brought 15 or 20 down here in Costa Rica, but I certainly have over 100 back home. It was the only thing I would spend money on. I wore a jersey every day. Every single day, I wore a jersey for about 6 or 7 years, from about 20 till 26 or 27. And Chad Castana says Vegas. Deer Slayer Ski says AC, baby. A lot of people talking about Atlantic City being a spot. And I know that in the dead of winter, we can get very good deals in Atlantic City. I'm very interested in Atlantic City. Let's talk baseball. So far, I have not been going with my instincts. I've been scared, and it has been costing me. Here we go. Now, I need the Astros to push a run across, but I like Leak to have a good start today. I said it over and over again. I liked Arizona. The good thing is I stayed off the first 500, which has been killing me. We liked Mike Minor to have a good start today, but the rain scared me, so I got off of that. Then I said Syndergaard was going to have a bounce-back start today, and that Ross is in a tough spot. He hasn't pitched since August 24th. He's going to be out of his routine. I should have faded him. I did not. I also like Detroit Tigers first 5+1/2. This is a horror story. All I'm telling you guys is I like the Tigers first 5+1/2. I thought Zimmerman would have a nice start. I did not bet that. But I did bet the Giants and Beatty. So I am 0-1 right now. Farshad Sami said, Jimmy, I told you Yankees first 500-5. Look, I love it. The rain scared me, man. The rain scared. Ron Lofton says my Mexico. So my Mexico is still in the cards. Prince of the City in the house says Dog Day at the Hope, and like I called this morning, the show, Schwartzman plus 120, Benici plus 180, and Barantini plus 175. That's from our guy Ant, Prince of the City, whom we had the pleasure of partying with in Miami. Gerald Jones says, what up, low baggers in Atlantic City? I would be there. Aaron Sutton says, Mohegan Sun at Pocono. There's a winter spot for you. I like that idea, Aaron. You know what? That's enough for me to copy and paste. Hammer the Mohegan Sun at Pocono. Wow, Bookie Lover Q got it at plus 11.5. Great job. I got it at plus 12 on the show. I just wanted over 10. That was my big thing, over 10. Okay, we're going to talk about these two baseball games. We're going to talk about this college football game. And then what I want to do is hammer some NFL futures and talk about the NFL futures we want to move forward with. Friday on the Audible, I talked about waiting on the Atlanta Falcons. Waiting on the Atlanta Falcons. I said, maybe I should wait till after game one because they're going to lose to the Vikings in game one. And I no longer want to do that. I actually think that the Falcons could show these Minnesota Vikings up in week one, and I'm no longer doing that. I will move forward with my futures. I'm going to get them all in before Thursday, but I will move forward with my futures. And I do thank Joe Yurkovich and Gas Station Sushi for slowing me down when I started making my future moves, but I'm already on the Ravens -5, -4.5 on the show. That's now at 6.5 after the ridiculous trade that the Dolphins just made, proving that they care not about this season. I'm already on the Dolphins win total under 5.5 and the Bills over 6.5, and that's all I've got right now. Gerard Ryan says got over 55 tonight at even money. Enough Flesh says, okay, life just got that much better. Kristen bought a killer outdoor system for the pool. And what does she do while I'm swimming? That's right. She puts the show on the outdoor surround sound. God, Enough Flesh, you've earned it. You've earned it by being a great man. But man, do you have a great woman by your side. Shout out to Kristen, man. I love her too. Mike, I love her too. I want to be over there for Thanksgiving. All right, let's break down this first. Well, we have two giant favorites, so it's not that easy to find value. Daryl Lyles on Indians first 5. Farshad Sami says, I gave Cubs and Cards both first 5 under in the morning show. Hope some people tell me on that. Man, no doubt, Farshad Sami. Stu Chaos says, what about Colts futures? I would take the under 6.5 now. I mean, I never made a move on any of the Colts futures, and I thank Joe Yurkovich for that. If Joe Yurkovich didn't get on me again this year, I would have already been down $500 with that actual action. I would be. There's Chris Goodgian. Chris Goodgian said, it's back, talking football. Best time of the year. Thank you for joining us, Chris. Adam Lastman saying, Louisville D awful. How bad are they? Crash 99 liking Texas under 8.5. That is a brutal schedule they have. Week 1 at the Superdome. Week 1 against the Saints. Very interesting spot. Let's get that. So let's go through that. So first we're going to start on baseball. We're going to hammer baseball. We're going to move on to NCAA football, and then we're going to talk NFL futures. There's my guy, Guillermo, the first ever winner of the Vegas Gun Award for capping excellence. Here he is. Not applicable said, he said, get your own wife, Jim. I know. But at least let me respect the union that they have. And may I look for my own, Kristen. Daryl Lyles on Notre Dame first half. Dear Sklarski says, how do we not tail Teddy Covers' first play on the show? Indians run line. Let's start there. And I did tail it. I did tail the Indians run line. I don't know how you don't back it here. Detweiler. Now, I guess it's not like the Twins are playing the White Sox and Detweiler. We're talking about a team in the Cleveland Indians that doesn't smash lefties. Fine average at 248, but low OPS at 739. Detweiler 2-4, 6.45 ERA, 1.5657 WHIP, 51 2/3, 40K, 16 walks, 16 home runs allowed. 16 home runs allowed in 51 2/3. Paco Healy said Louisville quit on their coach last year. I agree. I mean, it was clearly they were just not listening to Petrino. We're going to get to that game very soon. There's predictions guy in the house. We have the White Sox 27-41 on the road. Not a terrible road team. 14 games under 500 on the road. And the Indians 14 games over 500 at home. 74 Fahrenheit, clear, 5 miles per hour, out to right field. Let's take a look at what these lineups that we are dealing with are. Here we go. For the White Sox, Lurie Garcia, Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, Moncada, Jimenez, Skoll, Castillo, Sanchez, and Engel. For the Indians, we have Lindor, Mercado, Santana, Puig, Luplo, Reyes, Perez, Chang, and Freeman. Man, that's a weak Indians lineup. I'm sure they can get the job done with Savali on the mound, but that is a weak lineup, not the kind of lineup that's going to come back and get that division for us at plus 1,100. There's my guy Omar Ahmed in the house as well. Jimmy, love the show, bro. Yes, there is a God. Football is back. Let's go. I love it. Dan Connor saying Satterfield coached 10-win teams, 2 out of the last 3 seasons. Chris, my man Chris says, did I miss the Notre Dame pick? Throw it at me, please. We're going to get to that game very soon, and I want to work together on it because Teddy Covers did not give a pick on that game, and I have not given a pick on that game, and I am sitting 7-4. 7-4 right now. There's predictions guy, tailing my under 12 or 1,125.5 rushing yards on Le'Veon Bell regular season Austin bet. I love that predictions guy, and I still haven't even made it yet. So that needs to be done. That needs to be done tonight. I'm glad to hear that you rolled with that predictions guy. That has to be bet immediately. There's Native Queen. So wonderful to see Native Queen in our chat. Man, the Oracle is back. Wow, do we love Native Queen. So wonderful to see you in the chat. People ask about you all the time, Native Queen, where you are. And all I can say is I hope wherever she is, she's doing wonderfully because we love you so much. Wonderful to see Native Queen in the chat. Dan Connor says, hear me out quick. I'm looking forward to hear this. Okay. Bookie Lover Q says, predictions guy and Jimmy, that's a sick bet. Quickly, if we want to talk about that Le'Veon Bell under, they have 3 running backs that they're going to be rushing the ball with, but they're going to be passing heavily. Darnold's going to be passing to his running backs in the flats. He's going to be passing. There's no, it wouldn't be surprising if Le'Veon Bell racked up 800 yards receiving, 1,125 yards plus rushing. No, I do not think that is going to happen. I do not believe that will happen. Okay, and Dan Connor says, this guy knows how to coach against adversity. Talking about Satterfield. Took App State to Ann Arbor and beat Michigan in 2007. He did a spectacular job there at Appalachian State. There's no doubt about it. And I want to talk about that game. Let's get through these baseball games right now. Detweiler last start Wednesday, 5 runs, 4 innings. Detweiler should have a better start here. These Indians don't smash lefties. And this is a weak lineup. Let's see what's going on with market moves because the more I look at this lineup, the more I think Detweiler could possibly hold them down a little bit. Let's go right now. Here we go. Paco Healy says she tweets almost daily. Oh, I see Native Queen's tweets all the time. I'm just saying they ask where she is. Is she on this show? Is she coming on other shows? That's what I mean, Paco Healy. But I know that the Oracle's out there doing her thing. I know that, man. I know that. Okay, let's talk about this move. Opened at 10. The over was plus 100. It's taken 8 cents. But I tell you, I think Detweiler can slow. I mean, after Detweiler faces the Twins, this is a pretty easy Indians lineup to get through. If you think Savali's going to have a nice start, which I do, because the White Sox have a 689 OPS versus righties, then what I think is going to happen is I think the under 5. The first 5, under 5.5, I think that's the look. I'm getting a plus 102 at Pinnacle. Let's see exactly what Pinnacle's done with it. This was actually at 6 for almost an hour. Wow. At 6 for almost an hour. Then it got back to 5.5 at plus 104. It opened at 5.5 minus 106. Look, I think that Detweiler can easily have an okay start here. Easily. And Dan Connor says, I'm Radio402 on Twitter. If you didn't know, let me quickly copy and paste that. I would love to follow you. Okay. And let me just copy and paste this very quickly. Thank you, Dan Connor. Consider you followed as soon as this show is over. I think that Detweiler can have a much, much better start here. 6 runs. I know that Savali can shut down this White Sox team. I have just talked myself into a first 5 under. Now, I stayed off. As you know, my first 5 unders have not been hitting. I stayed off of the one in San Diego, Arizona that helped me. Oh, wow. And look at that. Native Queen said, my daughter blessed me with another grandbaby, being busy helping her. Wow. Grandbaby number 6. Congratulations, Native Queen. That is wonderful, wonderful news that your family is growing. Wonderful, wonderful news. All right. I'm going to make a move right now. Look at this Indians lineup. Come on. Detweiler was actually pitching better. And then he goes against the Twins that smashed lefty. This Twins team's breaking the home run record, the MLB home run record. Now he goes up against Lindor, Mercado, Santana, Puig, Luplo, Reyes, Perez, Yu Chang, and Freeman. I mean, come on. All you got to do is get to Reyes, and then it's a wrap. I'm taking it right now. I don't want to mess with the bullpens for the White Sox, even though they have been better. In fact, why wouldn't I take the 10? Why wouldn't I take the 10? We know that these bullpens can play shutdown baseball. Why don't I take the 10? Let me just look at this full game here. Do I trust? I mean, the White Sox bullpen has not looked so good lately. Actually, let's just do a quick heads up look at what this White Sox bullpen has been like lately. Here we go, bullpen pitching stats. I can't trust this bullpen. I'm not going to. I'm just going to trust Detweiler. I'm going to trust Savali. I'm going to take the under 5.5. First half, under 5.5. Let's just take one last look at the wind here. It is, here we go, just quick look at this White Sox wind. 5 miles per hour out to right. I'm fine with that. Farsha Sami says under 10 looks good. Boogie Lover Q says it's 10 for a reason. I'm going to stick with the 5.5. I'm going to stick with Detweiler getting through this weak Indians offense. And I'm going to make a move right now. All right, here we go. So this is a double up now in this spot. Gerald Martinez said Indians are going to wake up today. Hey, I've got the -1.5. I've got this -1.5. And Nuclear Skull coming up giving Missouri the Golden Turd Award. The Golden Turd Award. Long Balls Larry in the house. It's been a long time since we've seen Mr. Long Balls Larry. Says, you do a great job, Jimmy. Still miss Pete, my shampoo the crotch play of the week. Ooh, of course, we all miss Pete. Said, my shampoo the crotch play of the week is Tampa -1.5 and the over 50.5. Arians at home, Tampa balls out. Oh, well, that scares me. I do like the over with you, Long Balls Larry. I do like the over, but you know, the nine that is a tricky game. I find the two most difficult games, or I shouldn't say most difficult games. The two games that seem so vitally important. I know every game in a 16-week schedule is vitally important. Is Jets-Bills, Niners-Buccaneers. Both teams need to get the season off with a win so badly. Astute Chaos says, you don't think Cleveland will hit Detweiler? Look, I think they can hit Detweiler a bit, but even the Twins didn't smash Detweiler. Let's take a look at exactly what we're dealing with Detweiler right now. Here we go. Let's go over Detweiler's last few starts, and maybe you will see sort of what I'm seeing with this guy. Here we go, Ross Detweiler. Now, Detweiler's looked much better. He's got these splits that are difficult and tricky. Let's go here. At Atlanta, last start out of the bullpen, he gets touched. He's been bad out of the bullpen. That last start against Minnesota, he gets touched by two teams, Minnesota and Atlanta, that smash lefties. Now we have Texas. Texas can't hit lefties. He allows 1 run in 6 innings. Look, he's got Houston and the A's, they smash lefties. When he can go up against a team that doesn't smash lefties, Joe Martinez says Cleveland will get to Detweiler. Maybe he'll get to Detweiler. But I don't know if it's going to. Oh, Dan Connors says, want to hear this college football call. Okay, I'm going to lock this in. Under 5.5. Under 5.5. And let's see what I'm getting. A +102, I believe. At +102. Under 5.5 at +102. My first edition of the Late Show. We are on the board. Now let's talk Rockies-Dodgers. Can you find an angle on this Rockies-Dodgers spot? And do we have lineups announced? We do. For the Colorado Rockies, Story, Blackman, Arenado, Murphy, Hilliard, Hampson, Walters, Daza. That is an ugly Colorado Rockies lineup. For the Dodgers, Peterson, Seager, Pollock, Bellinger, Taylor, Beatty, Smith, Lux at second base, and then Buehler turning this lineup over. Let's see what the market move is here. Money lines and totals here at sportsbookreview.com SBR odds page. We have this total opening up at 8.5. It's now at 9, and a big move towards the Dodgers, now minus 342. I don't want it. I do not want it. Long Balls Larry says, how about Philly and the under 45.5? We're going to briefly talk about all those games. I have another episode of The Audible where I get to go over all those games again with Donnie tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to make a move. Oh, and look at this. Caden has a play on the Notre Dame game for later in the show. Very exciting, Nutflush Allen. I'm very excited to hear what Caden's look is on this Notre Dame game. And Jermel Wright says Dodgers team total over. That's what Jermel Wright is. Let's see what we're getting on a Dodgers team total over right now. Here we go. Let's see what we're getting. Here we go. Dodgers team total over. Let me just log into my Heritage account here. Logged in. And let's see what we're dealing with. Team total right now. And the team total for the Dodgers, 5.5 at minus 125. 5.5 at minus 125. Gerald Martinez says Indians Dodgers moneyline parlay. Does that have value? I guess. I mean, I don't know about value. I mean, are you going to get even a plus line on it? I don't know if you are. You're going to get a minus line still with a minus 330 and a minus 220. So no, I mean, I don't love it. Omar J. Legend on Cleveland -1. Farshad Sami says Rockies thinking about next season Dodgers run line. I get that, Farshad. I get that. But even that, I mean, that you're going to play a minus 1.5 at what? At minus 160 or up to minus 175? That doesn't appeal to me much. Team total over. Let's take a quick look at what Lambert's been like lately, and then we can make a decision if we want to back him. Because Lambert got through a very, very tough little stretch. He started out his career and made his debut 2.5 months ago. Started off well and then started getting hammered. And let's see if he's shown any sign of a turnaround, and he really hasn't. At home against Boston, 5 earned runs and 4 1/3. Now at St. Louis, he allows just 2 earned runs and 4 1/3. Can you take that? Miami and Arizona were better starts. This is not a very... Jermel writes this Lambert against the Dodgers, easy 5.5 team total over. I'm not so sure. This is not a Dodgers lineup that's going to put fear into you. Peterson, Seager, Pollock, Bellinger, Taylor, Beatty, Smith, Lux, Buehler. I'm not so sure. If we can trust the Dodgers and Buehler to get through Story, Blackman, and Arenado, then I think that the under is actually a full game under would be a look that could be made. Let's see. Full game totals moved from 8.5 to 9. It was juiced to the minus 120, and then it jumped up to 9. I guess I won't make a move on that, but Omar J saying, you said my name correct, my man. Of course. Omar J, I got you, man. EJV says Dodgers first 5 under. I find that appealing. Staying away from the Rockies bullpen. That makes sense to me. Let's take a quick look at what we're dealing with if we were to back Buehler here at home. Here we go. Walker Buehler. Take a quick look at what we are dealing with. All right. And then go back here for a quick second. Oh, my God. I'm going to lose both on this Eskimo spot. Why did I trust Trevor Harris in Calgary? Here we go. Oh, man. He hasn't been touched in 2 straight starts. If we think Lambert can be okay for the first 5, I think so, too. I'm going to take 2 first 5 unders. Why is that the only bet that ever appeals to me, or first 5 unders? Ugh, yuck. I think they both catch here on a Labor Day here. We finally get Lambert out of Colorado into an easier park to pitch in. He's looked better when he's not being in Colorado. And this is a weak Dodgers lineup. Getting an under 5. Pinnacle's already moved it to 4.5. I'm with you. I'm in. Under 5 at minus 120. It's available at Intertops. It's available at Bookmaker. It's available at 5 dimes. Under 5. Hugo Boss Main said, did you make a bet on college today? I have not. I have not yet made a bet. Here, I'm adding my second play on this card. Under 5 at minus 120. First 5. under 5 at minus 120. I like that look. Black Rogue on the full game under. Jermel Wright thinks Lambert against Dodgers easy 5.5 team total over. I don't know if it is. Dan Connor says, back in the MLB pick. Got my bet online account up right now. Waiting to see what up. Deer Slayer Ski says, tailing that also under first 5. I'm on both. First 5 unders here. 5.5 in Cleveland. And here, 88 Fahrenheit. Very warm night in LA. But I think Lambert can get the job done. The first play, Nasty Nate, was... Now remember, you guys, before, take a pause before you want to tail my first 5 unders. They've not been very good lately. But I'm jumping on both of those. I'm backing both of those. I'm on the under 5.5 at plus 102. Adis, my man. Yes, Adis is on the Dodgers, Indians, minus 1.5 parlay. There, okay? If you want to see if you can get a plus number, then go to the minus 1.5. You can get your plus number. Get your plus number on the parlay there. I'm on the under 5.5 at plus 102 White Sox, Indians. And I'm on the under 5 at minus 120 Rockies, Dodgers. Kobe Z4, or Z4, excuse me, for our American friends, is on Dodgers minus 2.5. Dodgers minus 2.5. And Nutflush Allen is on Notre Dame first half. All right, so there's the MLB baseball card. Let's see if we can keep moving in the right direction. Been sitting around 10 and 12 units down for 2 months now. And I would like to start getting some traction. Let's get to single digit units down and let's move from there. There it is. And Deer Slayer Ski, second half line for CFL, minus 1, Edmonton, $120, over under 25.5. Good luck, Deer Slayer Ski. I can't believe that I am going to not cash in CFL today back in these Eskies. Very, very disappointing. Nutflush Sean says it's going to be hot as hell. Ball will fly in LA today. It's going to be hot as hell. There's no doubt about it. 88 Fahrenheit at start time. But I think Lambert can have a better start. I think this is a very weak lineup on both sides. And Native Queen liking that first half play. And Dan Connor locked in the parlay. Indians full game run line. Dodgers full game run line. And my guy AD saying, cool, just want to make sure everyone's eating. There is the baseball card. Let's move on to college football. Let's move on to NCAA football. Now, I'm not just going to force a play here in this game because I don't know what Satterfield's defense is going to look like. We saw what happened last year. They were terrible. But I think they hired the right guy. Matt Mallon says, I think that Notre Dame was embarrassed and dominated last time we saw them. They will come out tough and pissed off. Louisville gave up 56, 52, 54, 76, 56, 38, and 66 in the last 7 games. Not sure a coach makes that much of a difference in a few short months. Total is tricky. Not sure I can trust the Louisville D in any capacity. Leaning Notre Dame first half and first half under. But then if you're taking the first half under, then you are trusting that Louisville's defense can make a few stops here. And I think Satterfield's nice signing. I have no idea what Juwan Pass is going to give for them. This defense allowed 483.4 yards per game last season. Now they're switching to a 3-4 scheme. That's Brian Brown, their third defensive coordinator in as many seasons. And Jonathan Succi saying, sorry about the parlay earlier, guys. Rublev was a huge disappointment. Jonathan Succi, we believe in you. Absolutely believe in you. No problem. No need to apologize. Low baggers, do not apologize. We know that you will hit over 54% when we roll with you. Do not worry about a thing. Kyle Jack saying leaning the over, but staying off this game. Native Queen saying, I like the first half, but don't know about that full game. Well, let's see about this first half, and let's talk about the market move. First off, full game market move here in Notre Dame, Louisville. Full game. Here we go. Full game. Opened at minus 20. It's now minus 19 at Pinnacle, minus 20 at Bovada. There are some 18.5s available. They're available at BetOnline and Pinnacle. This total opened up at 57.5. It's now at 55 at Intertops and Pinnacle, 56 at Bovada, and 54.5 at Bookmaker, BetOnline, and Heritage. This first half that they're looking at, Nutflush Allen, Native Queen are looking at right now, is a first half Notre Dame spot at minus 10. 5 dimes, Bookmaker, Intertops, and UH have moved to 10.5. Heritage and Bovada are at 11. Tom Marino is also on Notre Dame minus 10 first half. Isaac Hagan said, we said the same with Bama. Took a long time to get going. Duke returned 8 starters on D. That is the difference. Adi says, William Hill blocked me temporarily because I had a plus 500 parlay yesterday. Man, that doesn't seem like big enough to scare them. But good work, Adis. Adrian Ganecka says, I say 18.5 is the best bet. It's available as the best line, on Bet Online. Tom Marino says Louisville new coach hasn't had time to recruit yet. This team was horrible last year. Passes struggled even against bad defenses. There's Noli knows in the house. Dan Connor saying Bet Online has Notre Dame at minus 18.5 and minus 115 full game. Let's take a look at that minus 18.5. Minus 18.5. Sorry, here we go. And yes, they do. Minus 18.5 and minus 115. So that's Bet Online and 5 Dimes hanging that 18.5. Farshad Asami says Louisville will cover the 20. Look, I know that Ian Book is a senior coming back. He looked good last year, 68.2%. 154 passing rating, 5th best in program history. But it's week 1. It's week 1. And are we going to back this Irish team on the road in week 1? I would prefer to back Louisville full game. Do I want to trust Louisville? No. Tormino says Notre Dame has a lot of new players on defense, but they return most of the offense, including nearly the entire offensive line. Well, we know that a couple of them went to the NFL, but I hear that. Todd Clinton says too many unknowns in the first game for Notre Dame. I have to take the points. I like the idea of having points in a game that we know little about. I agree. Dan Connor saying Ian Book is massively overrated. Ian Book stays out of trouble. That's his big thing. That's why he hits at 68.2%, 2,628 passing yards, 19 TDs. He stays out of trouble. He stays out of trouble. And Dan Connor says that play on Bet Online actually favors Louisville bettors. You know, I kind of like the points here with Louisville. And I expected that this squad points would come back to them. Wow, Padres just put up 4 runs. Astros got out of the inning, thank God. Okay. All right, Astros still giving us hope here. I like the points. I like that it's moved up to 20 at Bovada, 19 everywhere else. I like the plus points. Beautiful. Native Queen won another SBR contest. Native Queen joined the 50K contest with us. Join that 50K. Man, Native Queen, there's a reason why the legend Lobag named you the Oracle. We need you in the chat, Native Queen. We need you badly in the chat. Adrian Ganecka says Louisville's team total is only 17.5, so it's screaming under. Dan Connor says not necessarily faith in the Cardinals as much as skepticism of Notre Dame. Nuflashan says Caden also said spread some of the money on Notre Dame covering the spread. Tomia says Notre Dame was embarrassed in the last game against Clemson. This is their first game since the loss in the playoffs. You know, A. Hilly on Louisville plus 20. I like that look. Ron Lofton saying, spoke too soon. Diamondbacks, and that usually leads to trouble. 8-4 now, over, covers easily. Black Rogue says public all over an unproven Notre Dame team. David Sand says Louisville new coach is defensive oriented. We know that about Satterfield. And we also know that they bring in Brian Brown for a reason. But their 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 seasons? God, I'm not just going to reach and make a move. I'm sitting here with a pretty nice college football record. Rafa, my man, can you throw up this college football record? I mean, am I going to reach? Oh, Native Queen already joined it. Am I going to reach here when I have started out the season nicely? And we know how fast that can change. I just don't. Rich C says Notre Dame is always overrated. They might win, but Louisville covers. Nuflashan says Caden said first half under, full game over. With a full page of notes. I love it. Caden. I love it. Adi saying Indians game under worth a shot. Yeah, I'm on it. First 5. You know, I think it is too, full game. I think that this is a low-scoring game there in Chicago. Do I really want to double up? It's going to get cold quickly there, too. Why don't we take a look quickly? I'm thinking about doubling up. Raven and Dare says first half under 27.5, slow start. I feel like if you want to make a move on this under, that you sort of missed your chance. I mean, it sure is a much nicer look at 57.5 rather than 54.5. Let's take a quick look at what it is first half. 28.5 down to 27.5. Yeah. Gerald Jones on Notre Dame first half. Black Rogue giving us a final score of 31-17. Noli knows, what are you doing in the unders market here? I'd love to know. Dan Connor said the team quit on Petrino last season because he's a legit scumbag. You can Google his rap sheet of legal troubles and controversy. D's 251 says 10 is too much for the Indians. I agree. I think I might make a move on this full game under in Cleveland, Chicago. I'm going to wait and talk about this game a little more. Farsha Sami says the total's gone from 56.5 to 54.5. Tanya Anderson joining us as well. You know what? I'm not going to reach here. There's just too many question marks. Ron Loft says all of a sudden Louisville D going to be good. How is that possible? How is that possible? And then we have this Notre Dame team with safeties, Jalen Elliott and Aloy Gilman. Two very strong safeties. Julian Okwara, a second-team preseason All-American. Tonya Anderson in our chat looking for friendship. Keith Sadler says, Indians offense cold, got to take the under. I think so, too. I think we can get off to a nice start. Noli knows NCAA first half. I like the first half under. God, you know what? I'm not going to reach and make a play here on this Notre Dame at Louisville game. I stopped reaching on Saturday. Had I have rolled, I would have gone 4-2. I actually would have gone 5-3 and I added on Raven in the Deserts plays, which I almost did. But right now, week 1 is just too difficult. It is just too difficult. And I don't want it. I'm not making a move on Notre Dame at Louisville, and Tony Anderson still in our chat looking for friendship. All that said and done, I'm not making a move. I don't understand how we can possibly trust this defense, third defensive coordinator. I mean, I can trust Notre Dame's. I guess I could trust Notre Dame's defense, even though we already heard from Tomor that there's all new defensive players. Black Rogue says, I love when a team tries to make a statement, they make mistakes. There's Repulate Gaming in the house. Jermel Wright says, just watch the game for insight for future bets. I agree with that. I'm going to watch the game. Tormina says, Notre Dame returns 3 of 5 starters on the offensive line, including both tackles. Their offensive line should be very strong. Yeah, Astros scored. You know what? I've already lost that first 5. God. Ugh. But yes, I need more. I need more offense from this Astros team. A sap. No one knows says I don't see Louisville scoring much today. Either do I. I don't see how they do. With Jawan Pass, how do they do anything? Why don't we take a quick look at what a team total that we'd be dealing with is? Here we go. Team total, college. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Team total, 18. Is Louisville going to get 18 points at home? Mr. Stubby back in the house says, I'm back for football, baby. Hope you've been good, Jimmy. Nice to see you. Mr. Stubby in the house joining us. Look, I'm just not going to reach here. Farshad Sami, Louisville plus 20 and under 54.5 parlay. That's it for me. I like that look, Farshad. Adrian Ganek is saying 17.5. It's 18 here at Heritage. I guess I would say, Farshad, I guess those are my leans. Louisville plus 20 and the under 54.5 parlay. I guess those are my leans. And then if Notre Dame lights it up early, I still think Notre Dame needs to send a message. I guess I'm interested in the under 18 team total. I guess I'm interested. Paco Healy saying I'll be playing this game in-game. Torino says Louisville couldn't recruit. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, I'm not making a move here. Not making a move. Gerald Martinez saying new coach, not his players. New system with a bad team, never a good recipe. I could only side with Notre Dame. I'm off. Very interested in Caden's first half over. Full game over. Noli knows says I like the team total angle. I do. I think that would be the only spot that I do have some belief in. Raven in the Desert says my book won't let me parlay side and total on this game. Adrian Ganekis is minus 115 each side on the team total. Nick the Slick says leave that game alone, Jimmy. I'm going to, but you know what I will do? Jason Kelly on Notre Dame first quarter minus 5.5. The only issue with that, then the kick becomes important, and I just lost the first quarter in the CFL today. Anthony Mastronardi says since Friday, 13-2 on my football plays. Hit six different parlays up to 3,400. Beautiful work, Anthony Mastronardi. Love seeing that. All right, let's go back to baseball. I am doubling up on this under. I think Detweiler has a much, much easier time. I think he can get through 6 innings with 3 runs allowed. I think he gets through 5 with 3 runs allowed. And if he does that, we're in business. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take the full game under 10. Getting minus 109 at Pinnacle. Minus 10, minus 109 at Pinnacle. I'm doubling up on the under here. No more lean. I'm taking the full game under 10. Full game under 10 at minus 109. Full game under 10, minus 109. All right, book it. So I've got 3 plays on this White Sox Indians game. I got the Indians minus 1.5, minus 125. Tail of our very own Teddy Covers, who will be on every morning show moving forward. I'm also on the under 5.5 at plus 102 and full game under 10 at minus 109. There it is. There's Chris. My guy Chris says, low bagger for life. Have a great season, everyone. And Not Applicable says, like I said, Jimmy, don't pick it. I'm not going to. I'm going to stay off. Chris Goodgian in the house. Thank you, Chris. Anthony Masternight said, I really wish the 50K contest started last week so I could have started 6-0 in the contest. I hear that. Nothing Ordinary Sports saying Astros halftime clowns. Very bothersome that the Astros did that. I really felt like we had a spot here with a hip injury from Hauser. Even though he's been pitching better, I thought maybe that hip injury would hold him back. It did not. It did not. Adrian Ganexia says, damn, that's a good play. I'm telling you and reminding them to combining them in the parlay. Jad Costanza says, first half under 5.5. Yes, that's what I'm doubling up on this Indians White Sox spot. The Indians have no power against righties. None. 689 OPS. And the Savali will get through them. And then they have this great bullpen. This is a very important game for the Indians to turn it around. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm on the first 5 under 5 minus 120. But Pinnacle bringing it down to 4.5 gives me some confidence. But Nut Flush talking about the heat in LA does give me some fear. All right. There you have it. There you have it. Now, let's move on to the National Football League. Right now, I'm on the Ravens. I bet them at Ravens minus 5 and minus 110. I got him minus 4.5 and minus 115 available at Bookmaker. And we know that is no longer available. Let's move over towards this NFL card right now. So first off, we have the Giant, Packers, Bears spot. And I have a lot of hesitation, even though there's 3s now on the board everywhere. So there was 3.5s available on Friday. They're no longer... You can get Pinnacle plus 3.5 and minus 131. I know that Aaron Rodgers is finally healthy, but do I want to back him? No, I do not want to back him. Farsha Asami says, everyone on Indians run line, that scares me. You know what? It just feels like a bounce back spot for them after the sweep in Tampa. But I hear you. Never exactly where you want to be. I have 2 overs. Let's talk about what overs I should add on to my action right now. Here we go. Pulling it up right now. I know that there are certain teams that I want to back, and let's talk about them right now. We're going to just go to the conference tickets here, conference futures, and let's go to them right now. Here we go. NFL futures to win outright. Actually, no, let's go to conference. Let's go to conference to win conference. Okay. In the AFC, I'm starting to get quite high on the Kansas City Chiefs. Noli knows. So, there's Caden Allen in the house. Says, you like my plays? Caden Allen, I do. Caden Allen joining us, son of Nut Flush Allen. I do. I just think there's so much volatility in week 1 for these 2 teams. Notre Dame with a quarterback that doesn't take risks, seems very risk averse. 68.2 completion percentage. Should be playing risk averse here against the Louisville defense that we know is bad. That's changing to a 4-3, third defensive coordinator in 3 years, new coach who didn't get the opportunity to recruit. The Irish being a public team. I think your first half under, full game over is a very exciting play, but I'm not making a move on it. Shout out to our guy, Caden Allen in the house. Nothing Ordinary Sports says, Jimmy, do you like under for the Notre Dame game at 55? If I had a free play to make on it, I would probably take the under. But do you trust Louisville's defense enough to put your money on it? Adrian Ganakis says back the Packers. I just teased them to the under on that game. And Applicable saying Bears on Thursday. Crash 99 on Broncos money line. And Noli Knows says week 1 Dallas New York Giants under 45.5, under 49.5. I'm going to copy that right there for 45.5. Excuse me. All right, there we go. Tom Marino says, I think the value is on the Bears. The Bears defense should be able to control the game. Rodgers hasn't been the same quarterback last several years. I'll be on the Bears if I can get 3 at normal juice. Varsha Asami, though, is on the Packers +3. Not applicable says bet on Rodgers to get hurt first game. Not applicable says Chiefs for the Super Bowl. And Noli knows shouting out Caden Allen saying good picks, buddy. Good picks. Tomino says the Chiefs secondary is still garbage. Their defense should struggle even though their offense should be strong again. When I look at what moves to make in the AFC, I'm not going to take the Chiefs at +350. I just don't think that's enough value for me. The Chargers at +700 when we don't know what's going on, where we expect no Melvin Gordon, at least early, and Derwin James out, that doesn't appeal to me. When I look at the AFC trying to find value, there's only one team, and I'm shocked to say this. There's only one team that I see value with, and it's the Baltimore Ravens. Do I think Earl Thomas is healthy all year? No. But here, Ravens to win the conference at +1,600, that's appealing to me. Ron Lofton saying back-to-back home runs for Arizona. Man, I should have jumped on that. Crash 99 says, got a strange feeling Saints are headed to the Super Bowl. I do not. I think the Saints are going to be just a good team this year. Not a great team. I think they're going to be a good team. Not applicable says Chargers should regress. Tomino said Chiefs have the talent to win, but Andy Reid always comes up small in big games. I agree with both those looks. It's come to the point now when I look at the AFC, the only team to me that has value on the futures bet is the Baltimore Ravens. And I've come full circle because I wasn't fully on board. I was not fully on board, and I heard a lot of other people on board. I watched Whale Capper kind of come full circle. We've heard Seth Hagen nonstop talking about these Ravens. I feel like the Ravens at +1,600 is the only look I would make on a future bet there to win the conference. Now let's go to the NFC. The NFC is different. I think the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles are giving us a lot of value here. So that's basically what I'm going to do. As I see it right now, I'm going to back those three future moves, I think, in the next little bit. Leroy Flood says, what do you got in the Dodgers game? Leroy Flood, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it that much thinking about how hot it is. But I'm on the first 5, under 5 at -120. I think Lambert has a good start. This is a weak Dodgers lineup, even though they smash righties. And I think Buehler hasn't been touched in his last 2 starts. So Deer Slayer Ski says, sent it in on KC over 10.5 wins. Joe Rich Ramirez on the Raiders over. Tomina says, I think the best value in the AFC is still the Pats to win the Super Bowl. They're almost guaranteed to win the division if Brady doesn't get hurt. Yeah. I mean, I see that. Okay, so right now, those are moves I'm making. I am going to make a move on the Ravens. I am going to make a move on the Falcons. And I am going to make a move on the Eagles. I believe that I've cut it down to 3 teams for futures. And Thomas says, if Ravens don't win a tough division, they'd have to win 3 road games to win the AFC. That will be hard. That will be hard. But there's no reason they can't win this division. We've seen this huge market move towards the under 9.5 wins with the Browns. Let's talk about Patriots +700 to win the Super Bowl. I mean, is that going to be value every year? Probably. That probably gives you value every single year. But for me, I think the Falcons at +3,300 and the Eagles at +1,400 are the ones that I like the most. Jeez, Prince of the City, come on. I live in Philly. There are rumors Wentz may not play week 1 and still has issues. Oh, Prince of the City, that's scary. That's scary. Joe Rich Ramirez saying Raiders over win total. Let's take a look at these regular season wins right now. Let's take a look at these regular season wins. Kyle Jack says, you don't think Seahawks have value with the 8th easiest schedule in the league? I did. I got talked off of the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks this year. I got talked off of it by both Whale Capper and Donnie Wrightside. And they thought the value for that division was with the 49ers. So Conklin says, love the idea the Seahawks got Clowney. Should strengthen that defense. Possibly make a deep run in the playoffs. Yeah, you know what? Now their Seahawks win total is 8.5 at -140. Let's see what the change now to win the division is for the Seahawks. The Seahawks now to win the division, +300. And Bookie Lover Q says, something up with Philadelphia. They're on my early fade list. Farshad Asami already took the Pats to win it all. Look, I'm high on the Seahawks. I got talked off of it. We'll talk to Donnie about if Clowney changed things. Ant Fam says 49ers and under 50. I love it. That scares me. Tom Marino says Seattle rebuilt the offensive line. I think there's value on them to win the division. Keith Sadler says, I hope you're wrong about the Ravens. I believe in my Steelers to bounce back to the playoffs. I don't know if I trust Roethlisberger. Mikey Soto in the house. Our guy Ghost Clown Pick says Falcons to make playoffs at plus 165 is a lock. I like the Falcons to make the playoffs too. Let's see that season specials right now. Let's see if I can get that to make playoffs. Where are we? Not to make playoffs. I have Falcons at plus 137. I think that's a good look. Ant Fam says, I'm putting my second youngest child on the 49ers plus the points and under 50. Keith Sadler saying Ben finally got a decent backup of Mason Rudolph. Listen, you don't want to see too much Mason or you're going to be in trouble. I'm going to copy and paste Mikey's look on the Falcons to make the playoffs. I think that's a good look too. I'm going to copy and paste that. All right, let's take a quick look. Just a quick look at moves that we're going to make week 1 right now. Let's go to the Sportsbook review odds page. I'm uncomfortable with the Green Bay Bears spot, but I do think at 3 points that the Bears do have value at -3. I do think that's the case. Tom Marino says Garoppolo can't stay healthy. Goff got exposed last year. Seattle still has the best home advantage in the division by far. I agree with all that. Bookie Lover Q says, talk around Miami Dolphins. Players threaten to rebel with trading Tunsil. They don't want to rebuild. Big problems in the locker room. Oh, I got 400 on that under 5.5. I got the Ravens -5. We're going to start with some early cashing in the NFL. I feel very good about it. Farsha Sami says, I watch out for the Cowboys to make some noise this season. Jamel Wright says, Seahawks receivers concern me. Look, they went into the draft and they picked up some receivers that could be extremely dangerous. I have no concern right now, none, with the Seahawks receivers. I really don't. I think the Seahawks receivers are going to be nice. Coco Bongo, I'm on the over 54.5. Louisville games averaged 63 points last year. I don't know if we want to focus too much on what happened last year. It does feel like they gave up on Petrino. So I don't want to focus too much on that. Okay, let's go through these games quickly, and then we're going to bring in none other than Freddie Fortune and put a bow on this bad boy. Ant Fam says, I think Tampa's defense is destroyed. No JPP, no McCoy. Shanahan running offense and play action are going to crush. Paco Ely says, Chargers still have value. Their run game is strong without Gordon. And this defense went without Bosa last year. I agree. Schedule is favorable, and a healthy Hunter Henry is a huge upgrade. Look, I was very excited about your Chargers. Now I just calmed a little bit. Prince of the City says, columnist, the Eagles bolster their running game as insurance against another Carson Wentz injury. Will it work? Rapula Gaming says, Baltimore teams are always trash. Tomino says, Wilson has had no offensive line for years. He finally has time to throw and a good running game. Okay, Tomor, I'm interested, and I'll make a decision before Thursday. I was high on the Seahawks until I was called off. We'll see if Clowney changes things. I'll talk with Donnie about it tomorrow. Let's look at the early looks here. I think that Atlanta plus 4 points is appealing to me. I really do. Do I want to fade the Vikings at home in week 1? Probably not. But yeah, I do. I think Atlanta plus 4 has value. Then we get into Washington, Philadelphia. We're dealing with 9.5 points. That does not appeal to me at all. Also, the total in Atlanta, Minnesota at 47, I think they can go over that. I'm interested in the over in Atlanta, Minnesota. And I'm interested in Atlanta plus 4. Also, that $200 bet on the Ravens is going to be my only full unit bet on week 1. I've struggled in week 1 the last 2 years in a row. I'm moving my unit down to $150. Bookie Lover Q saying Wilson money in the clutch. Makes average receivers Pro Bowlers. Kyle Jackson says, I'd like the Seahawks play for conference and to go on Texas to make the playoffs. I like it. Repula Gaming says, what's the move on the Dodgers game tonight? You know, I'm not that confident in it, but I'm on the first 5 under 5. I think Lambert, this is a pretty ugly Dodgers lineup, and the Rockies have given up. I think Walker Buehler rolls through them. I'm on the first 5 under 5. That's what I'm on. Farsha Sami says, Jimmy, Packers under is a very good bet this Thursday. Also 49ers over. Yeah, this total for the Packers, Bears went from 45.5 to 46.5. I'm not against it. There's Anthony Allen in the house. Falcons to win the division at plus 330. I love that spot, Anthony Allen. I'm not going to wait anymore. I decided that there is a chance the Falcons can steal game 1. I love that you're on that, Anthony Allen. That excites me very much. Tom Marino says Ravens should be a great under team. Thomas is a huge upgrade at safety over Weddle. Their secondary should be elite, but for how long, Tom? I've watched 2 of the last 3 years. We've watched Earl Thomas get carted off the field. But I think that's a good look I think that's a good look. And it's a 37.5 Baltimore, Miami. And we've talked about Miami secondary being good. Do we take an under week 1? Baltimore, Miami. That's a very low total, 37.5. Wow. Predictions guy says, what do you think about Jamison Crowder under 700.5 receiving yards in the regular season? Under. Oh, Noli No says, I like that first 5 under. Headed to the game tonight. Long Beach night. Do it up, Noli. Do it up. Yeah. Who's that idiot on the show this morning who gave out paid Padres and Diamondbacks team total? That went way, way over that game. Way, way over. Okay, let's stay focused on this NFL look, and then we're going to bring in none other than Freddie Fortune. Buffalo Jets. I find Buffalo +3 interesting. I should have already got on that over. It's at 40.5 now at most books. Still hanging at 40 and -110. I think that game could go over, but I'm a little hesitant. Tom Marino says Thomas held out last year. I think that's why he got hurt. He's still young. Now that he has a contract and a full camp, he should be fine. I don't think so, Tomor. And he's over 30. That's not young in the NFL. Kansas City, Jacksonville. Jacksonville at -3.5 or -4. Then we have Tennessee, Cleveland. Cleveland at -5.5. Do you want to back them? The only way I would back this spot is if I could get Cleveland early. I think Baker comes out firing. Then we have Rams, Panthers. Rams -3 or -2.5 on the road. Is Carolina a nice dog spot week 1 on the road? Possibly. Very possibly. And Anthony else is Rangers up 6-0. That makes me happy. Great work. And great work on the Rangers +6. Or sorry, up 6-0. Rangers at big plus dog price. Great work. Should have tailed that. And Repula Gaming says, did you have any plays on last night's NCAAF? Jimmy, no. I'm 7-4 on the season, up 2.77 units, and I really want to take it easy early in the season. And I don't want to force things. And that's what I've done. Not applicable like in the Browns. Then we have the Bengals, Seahawks. Seahawks are now 9.5 at some books, 10 at Pinnacle. 10 as week 1, 10-point favorites. Colts, Chargers. Chargers go from -3 to -6 or -6.5. San Francisco, Tampa. This total of 49.5. I know that Arians is going to improve the running game and improve the defense, but do you want to make a move there? I don't know if I do. This San Francisco-Tampa Bay game scares me. It does scare me very, very much. And Fam says, I like the Jets. I think Adam Gase and the quicker offense will do wonders for Sam Darnold, plus a legit running game now with Le'Veon. There's my guy, Fat Fist, in the house. Shout out to Fat Fist joining us. All right, he needs to know plays fast before he loses service. I'm off the NCAA football game tonight, but I am taking the unders in Cleveland and White Sox, Fat Fist. First 5 full game, 5.5 and 10. And I am on the first 5 under in the Dodgers game. There's Ski Profit in there. Says looking good. Ski Life, yeah, representing my guy, Ski Profit. Thank you for joining us. Noli No says 11 bets is taking it easy. How many when you crank it up to 30? Hey, for me it is. For me, it took a lot of calm totally make that move. Anthony L. like in New Mexico State at +54. We heard our guy Teddy Covers talk about fading the number 1 team in the country and how dangerous it is. Very dangerous to take that +54.5. But I do find it an enjoyable bet as well. Then we have Lions, Cardinals. 2 months ago, I would have been all over these Lions -2.5. Now I'm hesitant. And Ant Fam, my number 1 pick for college football is Tennessee. They will murder BYU. They're an angry football team. I like that. They're an angry football team. I'm going to copy and paste that. Thank you for sharing that. My guy Ant Fam in the house. I'm going to copy and paste that. Gerald Jones is maxing Kansas City for week 1. They're a very good team. If they demolish, then that should go over 52. But okay, let's keep moving. Then the Giants, Dallas 7-point favorites. And Crash 99 talking about that Eagles game. Keenum with no Trent Williams. I don't know how they score much. And if Wentz is hurt, how does it not go under? Ski Profit still wondering about the Fat Fist name change. Tom Marino says Dallas should be able to control Barkley and force Manning to throw. Dallas should cover against a bad Giants team. I don't know. 7's a lot week 1 with no Zeke. 7's a lot. Caden Allen coming in with one more play. Team total under 3.5 for the Chicago White Sox. at Bet Online. Caden Allen coming on with one more team total under 3.5. Minus 128. I like it, Caden. Going to copy and paste that. Caden Allen also on the first half under. Full game over in Louisville, Notre Dame. David Sanders says Tennessee should definitely redeem themselves. And then at this point, I tell you what, with Andrews out with blood clots in his lungs for the New England Patriots, I find Pittsburgh +6 very appealing. But we all know what happens when you fade the Patriots at home and money leaves your pocket. So I'm hesitant to do that, but my lean right now is certainly Steelers +6. And then my lean's Texans +7. Do I want to back O'Brien in the Superdome week 1? No. So I'm probably not going to make that move, but that's my lean. And then Oakland at a pick'em. Monday night late game, we have to talk about that more, but I like that. Tormino said Dallas line has dropped a full point with talk Elliott won't play. Cowboys were just -8 just a week ago. They shouldn't need Elliott against the Giants. I agree. Raven in the Desert on Marshall +12. Raven in the Desert, I loved your looks with Houston Baptist and Sam Houston State last week. They caught my attention. I'm very interested in your action moving forward. And here it is, Raven in the Desert on Marshall +12. Nothing Ordinary Sports says Notre Dame first quarter -4.5. Jimmy, need help? I think Notre Dame will impose their will on Louisville. And I mean, I don't like first quarter looks here in a game where who gets the ball first is very important. So no, I'm not. Look, Nothing Ordinary Sports, I know it's more exciting if I had a play on the game, but I don't. I just don't. And I'm uncomfortable making moves week 1. And there's a lot of question marks. Which team has less question marks? Clearly, it's Notre Dame. Notre Dame has less question marks. Mr. Cavity Mr. Cavity, not applicable, still voting for Mr. Cavity Fist MMA. That's a possibility. Pink Eye Genie says one ticket I saw was Parlay Pitt +6 and Houston +7. I like both those looks. I really do. I'm not high on the Saints this year, and I don't care that it was unjust that they weren't in the Super Bowl. That doesn't affect me. Anthony L. like in Notre Dame, Louisville, first half under 27.5. First half under 27.5. I don't want to touch that Louisville game. And the more we talk about it, the more I want to make a move on it. Look, I'll watch it, but I'm not making a move on it. We need to get our moves in. We need to get our action in NFL soon. And I wanted to have it in for today, and I don't yet. So maybe I'll lock it in tonight. Gerald Jones leaning Pitt, also like Houston, plus New Orleans struggles early in the season. I agree. Sorry, Nothing Ordinary Sports. I just can't trust that Louisville defense. And it's tough week 1 on the road. There's my guy, Rasheem Luna, in the house. Ugly John thinks you think Jacksonville will upset the Chiefs. I don't. But I'm not necessarily sitting here thinking the Chiefs are going to run over them. And Fam says, I don't like a Louisville team that has huge questions on offense. Generally, when picking big dogs, I like a team with a good offense. I took Houston last night. I get it. Pink Eye Genie says, probably a snoozer tonight. DJ's call of Notre Dame team total over is a good spot. And I think Notre Dame covers easy. Okay, nice to hear from Pink Eye Genie. Thomas says, if I bet under, it will be full game. Notre Dame with a big lead will probably slow the game down late. Brad Hansen said, thoughts on Indians versus White Sox? I'm on the first 5 under and the full game under. Doubling up on the unders. Dangerous, but I'm doing it. Doubling up on the unders. And Raven Desert said, thank you. Raven Desert, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to hear how you're going to handle those small schools. And I was keeping a close eye on your looks. I'm very excited about hearing what you're on. So I'm on that. First 5 under 5.5 plus 102. Full game under 10 -109 and White Sox Indians. I'm also on the Indians -1.5 -125. Then Rockies Dodgers. I'm on the first 5 under 5 at -120. And I have no move. No move on Notre Dame at Louisville. Long Balls Larry says, how does Foles keep up with that Kansas City offense? I don't know. We barely even got to see Foles. What the hell is Foles going to do? I don't know. Long Balls Larry giving a final score at KC 31-17. I like that. Rasheem Luna said, had huge weekend, hit 2 6-teamers. Atta boy, Rasheem. Get it. So not a lot of action on today's card, but we will be joined tomorrow on a big, big Tuesday show. We're going to be joined by Parlay Poppy And right after Parlay Poppy, we'll be joined by Teddy Covers on tomorrow morning's show. And Noli Note said, Jimmy, I'll be in touch. I look forward to it. Pink Eye Genie on Indians Dodgers. Last 2 legs of a 6-teamer. We'll be cheering for you. And Fam says, thanks, Jimmy, the best in the business and a fellow Niners fan. Much love to you, Ant Fam. We are only as good. We only go as far as this chat takes us. So thank you for the kind words, Ant Fam. And with that, let's bring out, welcome to the show, none other than Freddie Fortune.
Hey.
Freddie, what's happening, man?
Hey.
How are you?
I am tired.
You're tired?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Super tired.
Wow, Coco Bongo +4 for the Falcons on that ticket, 30K to win 210K. Jeez. Oh man, that is a big boy ticket. So I heard that Kabaddi 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a loss in Kabaddi.
Yeah, no more kabaddi.
No more. You're gonna take a break.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 1 or 2 days.
Okay, 1 or 2 day Kabaddi break. What are you focusing on right now?
I got 2 options for you.
Okay, talk to me.
Spanish handball
Oh, Spanish. Handball.
or Australian Super Netball Championship.
Super Netball Championships.
Yes.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Spanish handball and Super Australian Netball?
Yeah.
I demand them both.
Okay. Well, wanna see my shoes? They're new.
No, I don't want to see them. But
They're quite
congratulations.
nice.
Congratulations on getting new shoes.
Thank you.
They go with your green pants.
This is my other shoe.
Oh, I figured it was probably the left one.
I usually use 2 shoes.
You know, there weren't a lot of games to talk about, and I don't know if this is the riveting ending that our show needs. Caden Allen, much love to you. I'll be keeping an eye on your action. It's great having you in the chat, my guy, Caden.
Do you know what I love?
What do you love?
Spreading.
Spreading what?
That's why I brought you 2 spreads for today.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure if that's what spreading means, Freddie, but sure. Okay, what do you have?
This is for the Australian Super Netball 2019.
I understand what year it is.
Yeah,
Year it is. Okay.
it's the Melbourne Vixens plus 1.5.
The Melbourne Vixens?
Vixens, yeah.
So this is a female sport that you're capping right now.
Do you care about gender?
Yes, I do.
Well, I guess. You figured it out yourself.
I did. I've not seen many male sport teams named the Vixens.
I know. This is at minus 114 over the NSW Swifts.
So you're giving me Super Netball Australian, female Super Netball Australian. Okay.
Yeah, and then I also have Spanish handball,
All right.
which is also a spread. Is Ciudad Encantada, which is Enchanted City, at plus 9.5, at plus 100 over FC Barcelona.
Oh, FC Barcelona.
Yeah, at Bet365. The handball play is for Wednesday, and Australian Super Netball is for Saturday.
So we have a long time to go over that, eh?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
that's why I brought 2 plays.
That's great. You know, Freddie, I guess I'm a little more interested in your leche than I am in your action. But Bookie Lover Q has something to say about you. Says
What?
Freddie is a genius.
I am, thank you, Bookie Lover Q.
Says like Rain Man.
Who's Rainman?
Rain Man was he was challenged, but had some genius in him.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're making fun of my...
No,
Intelligence.
not at all.
Do you know what I found at Walmart in Miami?
What did you find?
Do you remember the bear that I talked about one time here?
The bear.
Bear, yeah, bear on fires.
No, I have no idea what you're talking
A
about.
bear that helps you.
Oh yes, the bear that Smokey the bear.
Yeah.
Smokey.
I found a shirt, but it was too expensive for me.
Wow.
$7.99.
You know, maybe what you should do is you should put some of these interesting things that went down on paper, and then light that piece of paper on fire. There he is, Freddie Fortune, joining us late with a female Australian netball play, as well as a Spanish handball play. We have a final score prediction from Coco Bongo. 38-17 is the prediction. There we go. Copy and paste that. A final score there. And then, Freddie, could you please give us a leche to put a bow on this bad boy? Your leches are gaining popularity.
Really?
Yeah?
This makes me happy. I will spread my legs then.
Oh, God.
As this is spread day at Freddie Fortune's
All right.
casino.
Oh, Jesus.
Leche and los bookmakers!